welcome back. It's episode 21 of PK's Place. I hope everyone's doing great this fine week. Hope you guys had a great weekend and did a lot of fun things. Few things to talk about. Obviously, a lot of this kind of happened since I released the last episode. So, obviously, if you listen to that one, you would have known that. But when that episode came out, I was still in isolation from having COVID. I'm happy to report that I'm obviously out of isolation and that I feel really good. Um, obviously it was not fun, but when you test positive, you gotta stay at home and you gotta not do your best not to spread it. So I'm out. And then another interesting thing I wanted to talk about was for anyone that has not seen, the Florida Panthers had Kodak Black come in and watch a game. So he starts and he sits at the glass and everything's chill. He's watching the game, having a good time. Then what makes it really interesting is he's in the press box and someone gets a video of him, and at first it looked like he was banging this chick in the press box or in the suite. Upon further video review, it turns out he was just getting twerked on, which you know is a lot better than having intercourse in public. I mean, that's just very I mean, it's very ballsy of him if he did do that, but nonetheless, he was dancing in the press box, and I thought the whole thing was really funny that he basically goes to a hockey game and then almost gets bored and brings his own entertainment. Like that's just, to me, that's just so funny. And obviously I'm someone who loves hockey, and I think hockey's a great sport, and more people who are listening that don't watch hockey should get into watching it because of how fun it is. But I just thought that was wild. And speaking of wild too, I don't know if anyone heard this story. I'm not sure if it's true, but allegedly how the story goes is Drake hooked up with this Instagram model. Obviously used protection, and before he went to throw it away, he put hot sauce in the condom, which I don't know the exact science behind it. I'm not really someone who's big into science. I mean, I don't mind science, but I don't really know the exact science. He put hot sauce, I guess, in the condom to like kill the sperm or whatnot. I don't know if that's accurate. And so he throws it in the trash. Turns out this girl grabs the condom from the trash and tries to like throw it inside of her. And she said it burned because there was hot sauce. So my question to this young woman is, did you not realize there was hot sauce in this condom? Like, I'm just trying to think, because I think it would be pretty obvious if he put, I don't know, Tabasco, Frank's Red Hot, whatever it is. Great truffle hot sauce, by the way, free shout out. If he put it in the condom, like, wouldn't it become like orange or it'd be a different color? That's what I'm thinking about, because it's like, how did she not know there was something different? It's not like it would just normally look like orange if you didn't put anything in there. So that's my first question. And the second question is, and I mean, people are saying Drake's being crazy. Nah, I think it's crazy that the girl would try to fish it out. But it almost makes you wonder why Drake probably didn't just flush it down the toilet so that none of that could happen. But it's how it goes. And also, not to toot my own horn or anything, but your boy went 6 for 6 this past wild card weekend. That is right. Anyone who did not watch my last episode, I successfully predicted what the NFL divisional round matchups would be. I went 6 for 6. I mean, in years past, I've messed up on predictions, but I was confident this year. I liked my picks, and the predictions were correct. That Bengals game was a good game, but I do understand why those refs are not officiating the rest of the playoffs. I don't think the whistle should have been blown personally. Joe Burrow was not out of bounds, and that the play wasn't effective because the receiver caught the ball in the end zone for a touchdown. So it was a good play. It shouldn't have been called. So I understand why the refs aren't reffing. So congrats to Cincy, first playoff win in 30 years, about 30 years, 31 maybe. And you know what? Now they have a test against the Titans, which I think that they can win this game. Their big key, I think, is if Derrick Henry plays, they're going to need to shut him down, because Henry has not played in a while. He's not played in like 10 or 11 weeks. So if you can get to him early, I think that'll be a key. Then the Bills and Patriots game. Not to tell. I mean, first I told Patriot fans, I've told them the Bills were going to win the division. I'm not a Bills fan, by the way. I'm a predict. I like to predict. Blah blah blah. I was right about that. Then coming into this game, I'm like, I think they're going to win. But I did not expect it to be this much of a blowout. That caught me by surprise. And it is remarkable how good Buffalo played, especially on offense, where they had 7 drives and they scored 7 touchdowns. No punts, no interceptions, no fumbles, no field goals. That's remarkable. That just makes it so tough to win. That Buffalo just played a perfect game. It's almost like if you're a Patriots fan, one reason you're also not as upset as other playoff losses would be because you just like, what are you going to do? Buffalo played a perfect game. So Buffalo moves on. Then we had the Bucks and the Eagles, which I think if there was any playoff team that was fraudulent, I would say the Eagles. And here's why. They, I believe, had an 0-6 record against teams who were in the playoffs that made the playoffs this year, including the Eagles, some NFC teams, including the Eagles, 2 against the Cowboys and the 49ers that they lost to. So the Eagles were fraudulent. The Eagles did not play very good. The Bucks, give them credit, they played well, especially, and they showed this graphic on the broadcast, especially without having 50% of their offense, which was Godwin out for the year, Fournette injured right now, AB, we all know what happened. He's released, he's cut, and then Ronald Jones is hurt. So without 50% of their big guys in the lineup, at least offense-wise, they came to play. And I mean, come on. Brady to Gronk in the end zone with just one of the easiest touchdowns I think Gronk would ever score. Just kind of icing on the cake. So as expected, the Bucks move on. So now we're moving to probably my favorite game of the weekend, probably the best game of wildcard weekend, which was 49ers Cowboys. Man, this game had drama. This game was intense. It was exciting. This was the best game of the wildcard weekend, hands down. And honestly, it's just crazy. Like, this is just honestly such a Cowboys way to lose the game. So anyone that didn't watch, the 49ers got out to a lead. It was like 27-3. Cowboys are storming back. So it's a 1-score game. And basically they're down 6. So a touchdown and extra point would win the game. So with about 10 seconds left, Dak scrambles, just runs right up the middle, slides, and then the ump, which weirdly because umpire baseball, that's ump is for anyone that doesn't know, that's one of the officials on the field. I'm pretty sure that's who basically has to touch the ball before the center can touch it and snap it. So the ump was trying to get down there, and it's weird. It's like Dak almost like boxed out the ump, like didn't let him through. So because they had to get the ump the ball first. So by the time the center gets it, and then by the time it's in Dak's hands, the clock for the game is at 0. So they lost the game. It's just crazy that they lose a game on that kind of play. Although if it wasn't for a Trent Williams penalty for offside, that wouldn't have happened because the 49ers would have gotten they would have gotten the QB sneak first down, and they would have just iced the game. But I mean, a lot of people didn't think that they were going to move on, not only because I am a bit of a fan of them. I was saying I knew that they could. I had a feeling they were going to win, and they did. They played well. I mean, Deebo Samuel. If anyone doesn't think Deebo Samuel is a top 10 receiver, I think you're crazy. Deebo is not only a top 10 receiver, he is the jack of all trades. He can do anything. Receiving, he could be a receiver, he could be a running back, even threw a touchdown against the Rams. So I think he could do it all. And then we have the Steelers and Chiefs. I mean, those guys played in late December, so it was week 15, 16, and yeah, the game went as expected, although TJ Watt getting the fumble recovery touchdown. I mean, it was looking good early for the Steelers, and then Kansas City just opened up a can on them in the back half of that second quarter, and it was all downhill from there. So I'm pretty sure we just witnessed the last game of Big Ben's career. I mean, what a career he had. He had a great career. I mean, especially 2 Super Bowls, that one drive in the Super Bowl against the Cardinals where he got it to Santonio Holmes. Just that catch alone with a toe tap was unbelievable. And obviously I know Ben wasn't himself these last few years, especially mobility wise, but I mean, he still luckily was able to lead a team into the playoffs in his last year. And then the final game we had was the NFC West Rams and Cardinals. And I mean, talk about a fall from grace. The Cardinals looked like such a contender at the beginning of this year. And then for them to go on the slump that they did, I mean, they lose to the Colts on Christmas, they lose to the Lions, and side note, like the Twitter account doesn't post the final score, just like soft, just being soft like that. So they even lose to the Seahawks in the last week. So they limp into the playoffs and they get dominated in this game. They were so bad in this game. I mean, even like I think what summed it up for them, where at least you would say this game, they're not coming back in this game, was there was a play, and it's funny because I was watching on the Manning cast, which I got to shout out those two guys. They do a great job, even if if you're a current player and you go on and there's the curse. But they were with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, which was really cool to see. And The Rock was giving them this kind of pump up speech, like what he would tell the Cardinals. And then the next snap, Kyler Murray's in his own end zone, and to avoid taking a safety, he just like throws it, and he throws it right to the Rams defender for a pick six. So it was at that moment you could realize, yeah, they're not coming back in this game, and obviously they didn't. The Rams won, so yeah, it was a good weekend of It was a good weekend of football. It was very enjoyable. So on to the next one. I'm still sticking with my predictions. Reminder: I said for the championship game, it's going to be in the AFC. It'll be Bengals and Chiefs, and then it's going to be, I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be Packers and Bucks again in the NFC. And what's interesting note, there's an Instagram account, Catch the Blitz, and they had a fan vote, and pretty funny is that for the most part, the bracket was the same as what I predicted. And mind you, I made my predictions before I saw this bracket, so I thought that was pretty cool, and I think they were onto something. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching some more football this weekend. And also, I wanted to say that today's guest is a good friend of mine, as referenced in the first episode with Igor. It is Artem Soloviev, who is a reporter for the Score News in Russia. This was a good talk with him. One thing we're gonna be talking about that he was interesting is he's in the midst of his NHL arena tour. So he's basically taking a trip to every NHL arena, and he's just documenting the whole thing and getting some cool content that way. So I think without further ado, we're gonna send it over to Artem Soloviev. All right, so our next guest here today is a good friend of mine. He is currently a reporter on the Russian side. It is Artem Soloviev. Artem, how you doing, my friend?
Good. How you doing, PK?
Doing well. So for those that are not following Artem on Instagram, he is doing a pretty cool project that he's still in the middle of, but I wouldn't say quite halfway yet, but he's almost halfway. He has been doing like the ultimate fan thing of going to every arena in a league. So for him, since he covers the National Hockey League, he is going to every NHL arena. So I guess we'll start with that. Where was the most recent place you have gone? And then second is where are you going next?
So the most recent I went to was Tampa Bay. I tried to knock out two cities. Well, first of all, hi, everybody, how you doing? And PK, how you been? I know you're in Boston.
Yep, I'm doing well. Oh yeah, I'm doing well.
Is that Chowder or Chowder? According to Simpsons, remember that Simpsons series?
Yeah, it's yeah. I do. Yeah, it's so I would say chowder, but the locals here would say it's clam chowder. So it'd be a chowder. So I would just say chowder. But yeah, so you said you went to Tampa. How was your experience there?
If you want the truth,
of course, yeah, shoot from the hip.
I'm sorry, bro. Like honestly, the fans that know nothing about hockey.
Really? Wow, that is breaking news.
Yeah,
from
they have. It was no. I'm gonna come out with the truth, bro. So
I love it. I love it.
I was gonna say the dumbest truth, but honestly, the fans who know nothing about hockey, the full house in Tampa, and prior to that was on in Florida Panthers. I thought it was a joke at first. I'm sitting at Florida watching because they won 7-1. against Dallas Stars. Next game they won 92, which I was not at. I was in Tampa, and they're like this with their hands. They're grabbing their head. I'm going, what is that? That's icing. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. Dude, they have no idea, most of them, what hockey's about. It was just in Tampa is the same thing, even worse.
Really? So who do you think knows more about hockey, Panther fans or Lightning fans?
Neither.
Neither,
Okay.
really.
Neither.
So the Florida game, I don't remember what was this. This wasn't the game that Kodak Black was at where he had the girl just twerking on him in the stands, was
I don't
it?
remember that. I don't remember that. No, I don't know, man. I,
No,
I, I
okay.
do a lot of content in between periods, so I'm a little busy in between periods that way. So walking around, yeah.
No, I got you.
Tell me.
So
Yeah.
no, you're good. So that I could
That's my
check.
13th arena. So Tampa Bay is my 13th arena out of 32 that I'm doing.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm doing is my whole idea was like, going back to I've always wanted to do arenas. There's 30 NHL arenas, and 31st came along, and I knew 32nd is going to be Kraken, Seattle. I was like, I might as well wait for that, and waited for that, and here I am. This is started with Detroit because that's where I live at. I film my road trip to that city, whether it's by car or by plane, historic sites of the city, just a little bit sightseeing, and then the foods, because for like Buffalo, New York, that's where the Buffalo wings came from. I did not know that Heinz ketchup was from Pittsburgh. So I went to that museum, you know what I'm saying? So like stuff like that. New
Mhm.
York pizza, Chicago deep dish pizza. I talked to you
Yep.
about it. So, and here we are in Tampa Bay. And my next, as you asked, I'm going to this weekend. Well, you'll just have to see. Well, I'm going to New York Islanders and New Jersey Devils.
Mhm.
That's what I'm doing.
Awesome. So how did this idea come about? Because I think it's a pretty cool idea, and a lot of people have that idea, but not many people are like you in the fact that you actually have been executing this plan.
Um, I came to America and I lived in Seattle. I went to see Supersonics play back in those days, '96 finals against the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan, and I was just amazed coming in from a communist country to a big arena, which is the KeyBank Arena. Now it's the Pledge Climate Arena, right? In
Yeah,
Seattle
climate pledge.
Kraken.
Yeah, yep, climate pledge. Yep.
They had to dig it up and rebuild it, but it's in the same place. And that was actually my first arena I've been to, which was a WHL to watch Seattle Thunderbirds play. And I was amazed by the size, and that's what always gets me when I walk in. I'm like, I want to hear this music, this boom, the fans, and see what's going on, and the lighting and all this stuff. And I just thought, wow, it would be pretty cool to visit it, and all 32 of them. So here we are.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's cool. So before obviously, so another question I wanted to, or another thing I wanted to bring up was so Artem, this is gonna be a second time in like New York City, I guess, because he also
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
the world's famous arena MSG. And I want you to share your experience at MSG because Artem shared it with me and it was wild. So I figured I would be perfect to share with everyone who's watching and listening. This was bananas. It was insane.
So okay, I have Coca-Cola and I have a beer. So which one? Well, we're gonna do a beer.
Yeah. I love this.
Here we go. A Russian style. Okay, you want with Russian accent like Borat? Very nice. Here we go. No, or you want?
Oh no,
Okay, I'll
I
do
think
it
for this,
American.
I think you should. No, you can do whatever you want, whatever
So
you feel
here
comfortable.
we go. So I do. I'm going to arenas, and every arena before you enter into the arena, most of the people are like, "Oh, you can't bring in that size bag now," because it's like has to be like a little wallet size because
Yeah.
of COVID, bombs, whatever else. And here I am walking with my little suitcase. They're like, "Oh, you can't go." And I have my GoPro in there, my chart, like 2 backup batteries, cables, everything's visible, and they have to run it through a scanner. They let me in, but in most arenas, even at Detroit Little Caesars, Little LCA, it says you cannot bring in like devices such as professional cameras, even if you're media, if you're not a blah blah blah. But they let us in. I come in, no problem, and everybody has no problems because I can walk in. I can do the same thing on my phone, right? And just walk
Mhm.
around, film my phone. So I just do it on GoPro because it's 4K. It's a little better. I got my media badge. I walk in, no fans yet. I asked the first person, come up the stairs. Hey, where should I go? What should I see in this arena? As I ask everybody, what do you have interest in? Like Columbus Blue Jackets have the cannon that goes off, and all sorts of things, right? So I don't miss anything. This gentleman, you can walk the first floor, the second floor, take the down escalator. Okay, cool. So I walk it. I come down the escalator. I'm holding my GoPro like this. The security guard runs up to me. What are you doing? What are you filming? I just want to get downstairs. And he's like, hold on, I gotta make. So he's starting to call. I'm like, oh my god, here we go. I'm already understanding this. And 2, 3, 4 people show up. They're all kind of like around me, and they say, hey man, what are you doing? Who are you with? How did you get the credentials? What are you doing? I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding? I'm walking around as a fan. I'm trying to film, and that's all I'm doing. Oh, and this the first security. No, you were hiding this. So in the end, I was held. Long story short, I was held for about 45 minutes. I missed the warm-ups at MSG that I like to get by the glass. And they had a gentleman come out from upstairs from the NHL, who was the head of NHL for New York Rangers. And he said, hey, man, he asked me the same questions. There was about like 8 people that I saw I could count right away. And he goes, you can't be doing this in our arena, blah, blah, blah. In the end, I understood because it was 9/11. Okay. They're saying because we had some other wacko run around MSG. Actually, I don't know if I told you this or not, that was filming a couple of games before that. And I was like, wow, I don't know about this. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm traveling. And I'm trying to film just arenas to gather content to show Russian fans how we do it here in North America at every arena, because New York is going to be different. Fans are a little aggressive compared to Boston, compared to Florida and LA. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, and that's what I'm doing. And they couldn't get that through. They had me go through they went through my phone. They went through my GoPro. And then I missed, like I said, the warm-ups that I love to get. If you guys go on my Instagram, you'll see me do about 1 minute, 60 seconds on a reel. And they made me delete every single video up to me walking inside the arena, which was like half of my already project done off of my GoPro and my phone. And they're like, you have to go upstairs to your seat and sit upstairs. And I sat there. I was so pissed. You guys will see that my actual arena was done from upstairs. And I was like, you know what? I'm Russian. I ain't giving up. So no, and dude, and I was like, all right, I left my GoPro right there on the table on purpose between first and second period. And I went downstairs and I got everything on my iPhone, just like this, everything on my iPhone, walking around. I put my badge. I had my badge inside and I got all the content of the first floor, second floor. I was missing for the entire second period. And that's what happened. That's it.
Yeah. So why I'm wondering? I was gonna say, was it because of just other things that have happened in New York City that's why they were a lot more extra? Because for anyone that's listening at home and whatnot, I've seen Artem's series. I've seen it progress, and it doesn't seem like any arenas had given him a problem with that other than Madison Square Garden. So do you think it's because of just what they've gone through in New York City, or was it something else?
Probably. Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, they're just extra cautious. And the security guard didn't have to escalate it that far, but it went like they had to, like I forgot to say it, but when they say we got to call NHL, they called NHL upstairs to find out who I was and who I got the credentials. They called Toronto, honestly.
Damn.
So,
Well,
yeah.
that's not surprising, I guess, at Madison Square Garden too, because even Patrick Ewing, New York Knicks legend, he said he's been annoyed because he's been accosted by MSG security. So he's also been annoyed with MSG security. So that's not surprising.
First time, yeah, but yeah, it was not the pleasant. Honestly, sorry to interrupt, but
You're good.
the most unpleasant so far experience. Honestly, that's it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever, I know you said you go by car or plane. Have you ever considered going by train for one of these? You think that would just take too long and doesn't really fit in the travel plan?
I love going by train, and I go a lot by RŽD, which is Ruska Железная Дорога, which is the Russian railway.
Mhm.
When I go to Russia, because it's just cool and awesome. You got old trains and cups that you can drink tea out of, and a lot of people that you can talk to. But I've looked into tickets at the Amtrak, and it's just a little long, inconvenient. It's kind of weird,
Yeah.
And a lot more expensive than even going by car. So,
Oh, for
to me,
sure.
as far. But yeah, I'm good by plane so far. That's been the quickest and the cheapest a lot of times. Like I went to St. Louis and that was long because of the snow and rain. I'm like, I ain't doing that again, So
Mhm.
anything
Yeah,
over 6 hours, I'm flying now. Sorry. Yeah.
I think that's a perfect rule. Anything over 6 hours, that's perfect. And does part of you get excited, especially when you have a trip coming up that's somewhere warm, like when you went this time to Fort like Sunrise, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, especially when you go to LA and like San Jose and Anaheim. Do those get you excited, especially that you're escaping like the cold of Michigan and going to somewhere warm?
It's definitely. I thought about this one. I was like, wow, this is the first time I'm going to be in warmer weather since 2015, since moving out of California.
Mhm.
And but yeah, I'm I'm good with it. I loved coming back actually to the cold. Just it was I get I'm Russian, man, so I got the cold blood of me, man. That's why I gotta. I lived 19 years in California, guys. I'm good with it. Flip flops, not for me. So I do the four seasons. That's why I love it here. So
I do have to say though, as someone who's grown up in California, probably someone who'll still spend more time out there, and this is me and Igor. The only time like we would wear flip flops, especially this summer out there, was when we were at the pool or at the beach. Any other time, we would never put flip flops on.
not even to like a hockey rink, go inside the rink. Come on,
Oh
shower?
no,
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 no.
no, shower, no, shower's different because obviously for those like obviously that don't really play sports, like obviously like if you're gonna shower after you play sports, you want to wear flip flops so you don't try get like
Yeah,
athlete's foot or something gross. But
exactly. Yeah,
aside from that, um, no, we would just wear like sneakers or just some sort of casual
no, of
shoe.
course, yeah, like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, no, to walk down like, it's even Santa Monica Pier or whatever. Yeah, of course, yeah, a shoe maybe, but you know what? No, not for me. I usually do flip flops, and I don't know, not the ones between the toes, but just
the slides. Yeah, the
good,
slides. Yeah.
good to go because those get the slides. Yeah, so
For sure. And what's also cool about Artem going to the New York metro area, so going to Long Island and with Jersey is with Long Island, he's actually going to get to see the new arena, UBS Arena. So
yeah.
at least the good news that you doing it this year is that you get to see the new arena and not have to go to the Coliseum. Sorry, Islanders fans.
Uh, no, I've actually never been to the Islanders. Yeah, the Coliseum. So, but I'm excited to go for sure. I want to see which one is the best, and they've been different, man. I love it. That's the thing. So I don't even know how to create right now a chart, honestly. What I'd be probably grading by, like, outside, the fans themselves, music, inside and out, how the atmosphere is for like the fans to get them going. But I'm excited to go to the UBS and see how they are because I heard they're crazy anyway. So
Mhm.
from Coliseum to the new one, it should be good.
They are, yes. Another thing that he's also been doing that I kind of like is so you've been buying like foam fingers, like everyone knows, like the number one like
Yeah,
foam
yeah,
fingers.
yeah, yeah.
Which arena has surprised you with the foam finger, whether it's like cheapest price or best quality? Which one has been the most surprising?
So the most surprising, I would say, let's go like price and design. So as far
Mhm.
as design, Vegas was pretty cool because it was like
The
where
shield.
you have the shield. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I thought it was gonna be a foam finger, but that was different. Then Boston surprised me. They were the first ones to have the paw, the bear paw, which
Yeah.
Florida Panthers also have, which is
Mhm.
pretty cool. And I knew Florida had that coming into it. I saw it over somewhere on the internet. But the most recent one that surprised me actually was Tampa because I thought it was just going to be a regular finger, but it's a finger, and this main finger is like a lightning. It's in the shape that way. Even my little one was like, "Oh, it's like, oh my god, it's
Yeah.
lightning," And I buy them for. It just started out of nowhere that we took Pavel, the little one,
Yep.
our 6-year-old, to a hockey game, and he wanted that finger. And then, but I was at the LCA, the Detroit finger, and then he lost it, and he left in the bathroom taking a leak, and somebody took it, dude. While we're washing our hands, fucking some
Yeah.
bad person took it, and I'm like, man, and I was actually out of money that weekend. I'm like, I gotta get him. So next weekend we went to a game, we got him another one, and that's how it started back again. We just started collecting fingers from there. And that's I go to every arena. It's my mission. I got to get him a finger.
Mhm.
Cheapest one you asked me was in Buffalo. but they double charged me, dude. I had to come back to the freaking Genesee Credit Union, dude. Like it came out, boom, November 19th, and then it came through again, like December 7th. I'm like, that's not right. You know, I went back to like, oh, that's a fraud. That's fraud. So it was 788 or whatever, and it was, yeah, I was not happy with that.
Yeah, which
Sorry, Buffalo fans.
no, yeah, sorry, Buffalo. Which one turned out to be the most expensive? Because there's been some that I've seen
Oh man,
that he's been posting, and he's like, it's like the shocked emoji. It's like you're charging that much.
actually, Detroit is like 13, $14 for a finger, right? So, but out of the entire trip, most expensive so far has been Miami and Tampa. Even hotel per night, food. Yeah, I didn't post my food. I had a bad experience with food in Miami and Tampa.
Really?
Really bad, bro. So
What made it such a bad experience?
I have not written on Google reviews, but I'll send you a picture of it too. You can post it on here, I guess, in between
I
our
will.
interview.
This will be a clip. Yeah, this will be. I'll
Okay,
clip this.
I'll send you that.
Yeah.
So, bro. So okay. So watch this, right? I eat Dunkin' Donuts in the morning on Friday morning. I'm driving. You see my Instagram that I
Yes.
post, right? Here I am, and I go as I go. You know, boom, maybe 5 minutes delay, but I eat Dunkin' Donuts coffee and the croissant with bacon, egg, and cheese. Like 4:30 a.m.
Yep.
Next time I'm like, oh, I gotta eat there. Nope, doesn't happen. Then I eat in Miami. I'm trying to get to the game. I get to the restaurant by 4. They only approached me at 4:40 to ask me what I want.
Wow, you waited 40 minutes?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I walked up twice. I'm like, hey, I gotta go. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta catch a lift. I don't have a car. I gotta get to the sunrise. I gotta get to the arena. Game starts at 7. Plus, I see the ride because I'm already calculating all this right in my Google navigation maps. And they're like, oh, it's gonna be another 45 minutes to an hour. Oh my, get the fuck out of here. Boom, I hop on the lift. I get there. I almost miss warm-ups. Have two little hot dogs in the media area. After the game, I'm done. I come back to my hotel. Cool. This place is pumping. Music is going. I'll send you videos how it is as well.
Oh yeah,
so
I love
plug
it.
in. I walk in. I'm like, cool. I go straight to the bar because it's quicker there. They told me. I order 3 tacos and ceviche. Mexican. It says on the menu Mexican. It's not even Mexican ceviche. Mexican ceviche should be chopped up. I sent it to a few of my friends from California who are pure like Hispanics, right? Nothing like it, just pure shrimp, dude. I eat three tacos and through the ceviche, and I'll send you a picture. You'll see this. There's a fucking rubber band from somebody's braces in the middle of my fucking ceviche, bro. I almost fucking puked my gut. Hold on. Are you still here?
We're back. We're back. Yeah, we're back.
There you go. Yeah, dude. I almost fucking puked. I go, are you fucking kidding me, you dumb motherfuckers, dude? Dude, you will see this shit. I did not pay for that shit. I went like, my hotel was 300 fucking feet away. This is off of Hollywood Beach. So I was like, okay, am I going to be throwing up or what, dude? I got a plane to catch. No, everything was fine. So I fly into Tampa. I go to this place, beautiful breakfast, daily eats. You saw a bowl of like eggs, amazing food, right? And then like I try to find another Hispanic place to eat tacos and ceviche. Cool. I find, dude, 5 stars, amazing, over 1,000 reviews or whatever. I take a lift over there before the game. Game starts at 7:30 instead of 7 in Tampa. I'm there at like 5. I'm eating 4 tacos. You saw it, ceviche, a little bowl. This was perfectly chopped up. Dude, I sit in the lift, and it's like 30-minute ride with traffic and whatever else. I almost shit in that fucking lift, bro. When I fucking got out of that lift, the first thing I was like, ah! No, I'm not fucking joking, dude. I was sweating my balls off, dude. The Lyft driver, he's like, bro, I'm like, I'll fucking walk, dude. I'm like, just stop the fucking car. That was my experience in Miami and Tampa.
Wow.
And then I got to the arena, dude. No. Then they tell me you got to go to gate B, gate D, gate C, gate D, gate fucking B again. Gate D, I went to. I'm like, get to your fucking. And I went to gate D, got my credentials. I walked in, dude. At 6:26, I fucking ran into the bathroom because the warm-up started half an hour before. No, yeah. No, I got in there 6:56 because the warm-up started at 7. What game was out at 7:30?
Yep.
Dude, I did what I had to do. And I fucking washed my fucking hand. Okay, quickly sweating my fucking ass off like this in the fucking toilet, and I ran and I fucking got to content.
Oh
That's
my
how
God.
I do it. That was Miami and Tampa ceviche. And guess what?
Miami and Tampa. Oh my
South
god.
Florida, you don't know how to make ceviche because that was fake ceviche. Get that through your head.
Damn.
That
So I
was
think it's a little
the
piece.
worst ceviche I've ever had.
Yeah, it's a PSA. Anyone going to South Florida, especially any college students listening that's going for spring break soon, don't get the ceviche. No ceviche. None of that.
Sorry.
None of the. No, you're good. None of that. Yeah. How? So. Okay. So on the flip side, which place have you gone? Which place have you gone that's had the best food? Because obviously that was a bad experience in Florida. So Florida didn't hold up their end of the bargain.
Inside the arena, I'd say still Little Caesars. They got really fresh, even though pizza, whatever. The really Little Caesars has been the freshest. I mean, it's only been 13 arenas, so I
Oh
still
yeah,
have
still a
a amount
lot.
to go.
What about
Yeah, we
what
might
about,
do this again. Let's do this again
no,
in the
for
future
sure.
when
Hey,
I'm almost done.
yeah, we can do it when you're done for sure. So what about places that you've gone so far? Like when you said like you go to like to eat outside of the arenas, like in town or like downtown, wherever it is. Because obviously Miami's not on the list for top because
Best,
they're on the
the
bottom.
best, the best, or the
Yeah,
worst?
the best. The best. Because Miami, I think we
Um,
established Miami was the worst.
yeah, for that. No, Tampa had a good breakfast, really good breakfast. That was
So
the best.
breakfast Tampa was good,
Breakfast
yeah.
in Tampa for sure. Yeah. The other good food, I really did not like. I thought I was going to be surprised by the ribs in St. Louis ribs, but I was disappointed in that. So
Really?
not the worst, but I like because they served like mashed. I was like, I love mashed potatoes, and it was the not really good meat. So, but really good food. New York had good food. New
What'd you
York, I
get
went
it?
to a bar.
Where'd you go in New York? What'd you get?
It was an Irish restaurant. I forgot what it was because I had like so many shots of Fireball, bro. I was done because dude, it was so cold. I had to warm up. Because
Of course.
prior to that, I went on the bus for almost 4 hours on the bus going through New York City and like this in the cold and 50 degrees, dude. So I was like, I gotta warm up. So so no, seriously, bro. And it was an Irish bar, and they served. I ordered like little shish kebab steaks
Mhm.
with some potatoes as well. So it was good, man.
Did you get any New York pizza while you were in New York? Or are you thinking of
I
doing that
did.
when
I
you go
went
back?
to Ray's. I did. I went to
Did you,
Ray's Pizza.
did you go to the
Dude, that
original
was
one?
actually.
Did you go to the original one
I went
though?
to the one by the M&M store.
On the
M&M
M&M
store.
store. Okay. No, I got
Yeah.
you. So I'm trying to think because the reason I asked the original let's see, original Ray's pizza. Because in the
That was
movie,
where the bus was at.
yeah, because in the movie Elf, for example, everyone that's seen Elf,
Uh,
um, what do you call it? When Santa's telling him, like, hey, these are the things you need to know in New York, he goes second.
Yeah.
He goes, there are like 30 Ray's pizzas that all claim to be the original, but the real one is on 11th Street.
Oh.
So if you went to the one on 11th Street, that's the real Ray's pizza. So you would have
I
been
went to the
listed.
one by M&M's because the bus, the hop on hop off bus in New York City that took me for 4 hour ride, man. That's where
Yeah.
it parked. I was like, hey, where should I eat pizza? They're like, oh, this is Ray's original. Go there. So I went there. I had like 3 slices, different ones. They were cold. I think if they were warmed up, I'd probably love them.
Yeah,
But
I would.
in Chicago, bro, where you're from.
Yep.
I love Chicago. That deep dish pizza, bro.
Which place did you go?
I always go to Geno's.
Did you go to Geno's?
East.
Really? Not Lou
East.
Malnati's?
Yeah.
In my experience, Lou
I've
Malnati's
never
is the
been there.
best.
Never
Malnati's
been
is
there.
the
You know why
best.
I went?
All right, everybody, a quick word from Canadips once again. Canadips is the all-natural CBD chew. There's no nicotine, no tobacco in it. It tastes great. It's got 10 milligrams of CBD. It's got 10 milligrams of CBD per pouch. And if you want to get yourself some CBD dip, especially if you want to get off of nicotine and all that, go to canadipscbd.com. Use code Hughes15 at checkout for 15% off. Once again, that is Canadips CBD, CANNADIPS CBD.com. Code Hughes15, HUGHES 15 at checkout. Get yourself a nice little discount on these. You won't regret it. Now, back to more Artem Soloviev.
No, never been there. When I played hockey, our youth coach Anatoly Semenov, Anatoly
Yep.
Semyonov.
Mm.
I played with the son, Lyosha Alexei Semyonov. as well. He took us to a tournament in Chicago, and one of the evenings we went out as a team to eat at that place where you signed. I was like, wow, dude, I got to come back here. And I came back there. I was like, wow, this is great. Still same place. So I love that place. I've taken my kids there, go there every time I'm in Chicago. So
For sure.
never Illuminati, so I got to try it.
You do have to try it. So, speaking of New York, are you mainly for the Islanders? Are you mainly thinking of sticking around like Hempstead, where like the arena is, or are you gonna probably even on the way there going to like Brooklyn or something?
I'm gonna fly into LaGuardia and then
Yep.
just hang around the arena for the entire day.
Mhm.
Try to get some content, eat some food.
Awesome. There's there's a
and,
restaurant there's a restaurant in Hempstead that I've heard is not bad. It's a restaurant called Borelli's.
Okay.
Shout out Frankie Borelli.
Bro.
Borelli's,
All
yes.
right.
They were a small business that actually got saved this year thanks to a fund, but shout out Borelli's. And then I also wanted to ask when are you happening to go to LA, so making that kind of West Coast swing?
You know what? I actually do have a plan. I look at games, right? I can go
Mhm.
basically to I just go, hey, NHL, I want to go to this game. Capitals playing back in the days, for example, like Pittsburgh, because Malkin, Ovechkin, right, or whatever
Yep.
game I want. So right now, I'm trying to plan out my games so they're in a row, kind of.
Yeah.
So make it easier, gather content. Because we have the Olympics coming up, even though they're going to be fake Olympics. Well, I mean, for the kids who are playing college, I'm happy for them.
Shout out Brendan
from a lot
Brisson,
of
by
kids
the
from
way.
U of M get to go, and so on.
Shout out,
there you
yep.
go.
Shout
Yeah,
out Brendan
exactly.
Brisson. Yep. Friend of the program.
Yep. So good luck, guys, to everybody, all the nations. Whatever. So it's great. It's going to be awesome. But it's not the same. So I wanted to go to the Olympics. I canceled that as well. My company had asked me to go, but it would be really expensive. But so that's an off for me from February like 3rd, 4th. No, I'm doing Vegas. Actually, I'm going to Vegas for the All Stars on the 4th and the 5th.
Oh, there you go.
And
That'll be
after
nice.
that, I'm done. There you go. Yes, that'll be good. And then I come back. I want to do Seattle. I'm doing Kraken on I don't remember what, 24th, 25th, right after the Olympics. Then doing the Ducks, LA, and San Jose. And then San Jose, I want to either do the Colorado I got left, or Dallas Stars, and then back home, or none of those and just back home. But I'm definitely doing 4 in a row. NHL told me, hey, stop, don't even buy your tickets because of COVID, and we don't know what's going to happen with the Olympics. So I have not even booked my hotels or any of that stuff. But that's the plan.
Mhm.
Four cities in a row. That'll actually be my longest shoot because, I'm not getting younger. Like, honestly, it's fun. But every day I have a plan, and if I'm late, I hate being late. I'm fucking pissed off when I'm late.
Yep.
To do something or a shoot, dude, and just and this is gonna be 4 days. So this will be my longest shoot.
No, for sure. So yeah, obviously when you're in LA, obviously you got to shoot our boy Arthur Kaliev bike Tyson. We had to shoot bike a message to say hi.
let's
Hopefully
do
say
it.
hi after the game.
For sure. No, even if before, like I've contacted the guys because of this sorry to interrupt again.
You're good.
COVID protocol. I go every city I go to. I write somebody. I go, hey guys, I went to Arizona, Ilya Lyubushkin, right? So I go,
Yep.
hey man, I'm doing this, blah blah blah. You want to come on camera for like 5 minutes, 3 minutes? If anybody's listening right now, and just say, hey, I'm in, Arizona. This is where you should go for breakfast, lunch. This is where you should see. Boom, boom, boom. It kind of gets. But because of COVID, nobody's been able to. I've been kind of talking to all the guys. I talked to Andrei Svechnikov. So if I can talk to Bike in LA and be like, hey, Bike, let's meet up. Let's go for breakfast, man. I got all my 3 booster shots, bro. Just got a booster yesterday. So
Yep,
I'm
there you go.
You know what I'm saying? I'll meet up and we'll shoot some content, man. Doesn't have to be all day.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, LA, there's some good because I know I think Bike's in like the South Beach, or not South, he's in the South Bay, so they're closer to the airport. So obviously like there's some spots in Venice that are actually pretty good that I know that even Igor and I also would be able to forward you that because we've gone to some pretty good spots this summer there. But no, I think that'll be cool for sure. And I saw when is your interview with Ovechkin coming out? Because I saw you tease like your Ovechkin interview.
Oh, I already put it on, dude. I put it on like a day later.
Oh, there you go. So tell everyone.
It's already out there.
Tell everyone.
It's only got 104 views. Honestly, like I looked it up today. Sorry to begin,
You're
but
good.
NHL Russia, that's what they're like, dude. We saw your interviews. You gotta give us one-on-one exclusive so we can post it on NHL.com/brew.
Mhm.
And I'm like, let's do it. Why not? So because on our little channel, it's not getting many views. So hence, yeah, it's already out.
How many times have you interviewed Ovechkin before or asked him questions as a reporter for the
Oh,
media?
I mean, I've talked to him about 2 times, just like person to person.
Mhm.
That was one of our first times meeting him with Nikita, with my older son.
Yep.
And but interviews, I've done one which I remember I was just scared and I was shaking, man, because he was pissed off even though they won. It was against the series Carolina when they in
Mhm.
2019 after they just won the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
When he knocked out Svechnikov,
Mhm.
right? Boom, remember that fight?
Yeah, that was
And
crazy. One punch.
yeah, and I did not even ask any questions. I was standing there filming like this with my phone sideways. And some reporter asked me, "Don't you think this is right? Like Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay just lost and got kicked out by Columbus when
Yes, by
Panarin
Columbus.
brought
Yep.
or some players." And he answered something like smart. He just like fucking looked us down. I was like, "Oh shit, dude," And I was like, "Ovi," and I felt that and I was scared. I was like, "Oh my god." That was my scariest one. And right now, every time they come out, the guys still have adrenaline hockey going through them. They don't want to talk a lot of times.
Mhm.
So you gotta loosen them up. Like Kuznetsov's pretty easy, but even this last time when Ovi broke the record, 275 power play goals on New Year's Eve in Detroit, I asked him, even though he knows he was, he was just like, you can see like that anger that's still like that steam coming out of him out of the game. He didn't want to talk, and you're like, oh my god. And but I still love the guys, man. I'm there because and I love the game, and I just hope everybody is able to express themselves, man. It's but always crazy from time to time.
Yeah, it reminds me of when you said that. It reminds me of when Pierre Maguire interviewed him before. I think it was Game 5 against Vegas when they were in the finals and they won it. And you can kind of just sense that like Washington's not losing tonight just from the pure
Yeah, man.
intensity that was in his eyes. He looked like he looked like he was going to go kill someone. That's how intense the look in his
Yeah,
eye was.
yeah,
It was wild.
sure.
So I wanted to ask, how'd you get into being a reporter?
I knew you were going to ask me that. So, I mean, you know, love hockey. I played hockey as youth. My youth coach was Anatoly Semenov, who played with Igor Larionov.
Mhm.
And Anatoly's right now is actually a scout for Chicago Blackhawks. So he
Yep.
got, Panarin and all these guys to there. But I know his son, Alexei, and I've always wanted to be, I mean, going back even to me getting into the NHL arena for the first time, which was Stalenkov, and Mikhail Stalenkov from the Ducks hooked me up with tickets. And
Mhm.
then my neighbor was a guy who worked for the NHL upstairs, and they did like time, which guys on the time. And I had a job. I got it for free into Anaheim Ducks Arena, which used to be called Arrowhead Pond,
Yep.
which is now the Honda Center.
Correct.
Right. My neighbor, his name is Jim. I forget what his last name is, but he was from New York. He was like, "How you doing? I'm from New York. Yeah." You know,
Yeah.
he
Forget
gave
about
me a
it.
job to sit upstairs, dude. You forget about it. Yeah, Jimmy. So I had a job which got me into the arena for free to watch Ducks games in 95, 90, 96, 97 games. I clicked 3 buttons. This side arena, center ice, this side. And all I said as I watched the game from up top, I went this, this. And then statistics came out at the end of the period and the coaches got it where the puck was in each zone. So I tracked the puck. That's what I did at the age of, very young basically. So and I've like, man, I saw that and I saw the guys, people being interviewed, and I saw the whole thing happening downstairs while I was still playing youth hockey as well in California. And I've, I don't know, I just always loved hockey, man. So I got into it. But the way I got into it is actually I wrote this reporter. His name is Pavel Lysenkov. He's one of the famous reporters in Russia. And you'll see a lot of my videos and interviews on his channel, lysenkovtv.com. they're mostly in Russian because I interview Russian hockey players in the NHL. And after Capitals won the Stanley Cup, he posted a video that had like a wrong translation or description. And I said, and I just wrote him out of nowhere. I was like, hey, you should make this description. You know, and he replied back to me. I was like, whoa, dude, this guy's super famous in Russia. He got back to me, you know. And I was like, hey, man. And after a while, I was like, you got anybody, like, if you ever need any help in Buffalo, because I was living in Rochester, New York, I'll help you out. He's like, oh, yeah, for sure. Dude, you want to come out to games and, like, do interviews? So, like, my first interview, which I actually just admitted to Orlov on his 600th game, was my first interview with Dmitry Orlov in the NHL, you know. And I was like, man, my knees were shaking. My second interview was with another Russian famous player, Evgeny Malkin. So I was like, I'm talking to Malkin. Holy fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my God, here I am. And I got like a big boost, a lot of views and people like quoting me in Russia. I was like, holy crap, this is crazy, you know? So yeah.
No, that's great. What's Malkin like? Because obviously you hear different stories about him, whether guys are, you know, guys in the Penguins quiz him at rookie party about who's everyone's name is. And even like something silly, like teams will do this where like a social media person will have like a mic and then it'll be like, they'll ask like a question to all the guys coming out, like, hey, what's your favorite TV show? Blah, blah, blah. Because that actually was one when they were playing the Kings. And the Penguins, what they do is they have like a mic that's like this big, probably. It's like a tiny mic.
Saw, yeah.
And Malkin, he's like, no, buy new mic, which is just so on point for Geno. So what is Geno really like talking to him?
Before I did my first interview with him, which was my second interview of all time, right? I was so nervous, man. So when I go, hey, Geno, you'll see it in the Russian interview. I go, just a few questions for you, and I give it to my dad. To you, and my dad goes, few questions. He goes, 22 questions. My dad counted 22 questions to Geno, and he stood through all of that after a game in Buffalo, and he answered every one of them. And I was like, when I walked out, I was walking freaking cold back to my car. And I review every my video. I hate watching myself. I honestly hate listening. I hate watching. I don't know what it is. It's just but I was like, this guy is just amazing. And since ever then, you know, next time I saw him, he knew who I was. He talked to me after that. He talked to me about the youth hockey in Detroit. He's like, oh, are you here now in Detroit? I'm like, yeah, man. I moved from Buffalo to Detroit because of my son's hockey. And he was like, oh, my son, his son's Nikita as well. My son's Nikita, the older one. The younger one is Pavel, you know. So and he is just amazing. He's given, you know, we came out to a game to Pittsburgh. He was pissed off because they lost the Capitals, which was right before Corona cut off. I think it was March 7th or 8th of 2020 when I came out there last time. And I was supposed to pass on like flowers to his wife, and they were supposed to give us like, you know, just a present, giving my son Nikita a hat, which didn't happen because of COVID. You couldn't pass stuff to each other, but they ended up mailing that to us, and he's just been amazing. There's a story. I don't know if I got to go into it with Malkin, bro.
Which do it. Yeah, no, it's
so Malkin posts, right? So Malkin, Zhenya, Evgeny, you posted it on your Instagram, so I'm going off of this, bro. So he posts this thing on his Instagram that he's on Twitch TV. What is it? Twitch TV? Where you like live stream?
Yeah, Twitch is where you stream video games. Yeah, like
okay, so he
you can make money for that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he posts like some video game. You know, dude, the last time I played video games was fucking like 97, 96. Super Nintendo, Mario Brothers. You know, I'm like,
awesome. No, classic. I love it.
So I click on that, dude, and it takes me to Twitch TV off of his Instagram post, right? Which is just a story. And it takes me to Twitch TV, I download the app. And there's Malkin plus a bunch of other people, plus like later on, like Guryanov from, you know, Dennis Guryanov from Dallas Stars joined there. And Malkin's like, and they're playing whatever they're shooting, right? Fucking Call of Duty, right? Bah, 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 bah. And you can hear each other's voices, and Malkin is all in Russian. But fuck, I was like, holy, I'm like, he's like me. I love you, bro. You know, he's just fucking, just cussing his ass off in Russian. Die, man, fucking, блядь, сука, ебаная, нахуй, ты что, охуел, блядь? You know, those of you Russians who are going to understand. And then Tarasenko comes online. Vladimir Tarasenko from St. Louis Blues, and he like writes personally. He's like, "Hey, bro, you gotta calm it down." I'm like, "Oh my god, it was." But he is an awesome guy. The times I've met him, and his
Mhm.
family's awesome. And he's way open. He tries to conserve himself, but if he can be open like this is the way he would be, Geno. Because he's just a positive guy, man. That's it.
Yeah, he's Geno Malkin's quite the personality. I mean, that's why I think it's important for people to try to get a little more out of him because
Dude,
I think he's really funny, at least like what I've seen.
he is amazing, and I wish he would come out more. With this COVID crap, he would be.
Oh no,
So
100%. So how old were you when you moved over from Russia?
I came here in '93, October of 22nd of '93. I was 10 years old. I've been here for 20 years, coming up on 29.
So
Still a
10 so yeah, so 10 years old when you moved over here. What was aside from language, what was the biggest adjustment you had to make to of being a foreigner in this country?
um, I remember my head hurting really bad. That's all I remember, honestly. Like I just had headaches, and actually going back now, remember like I could not reply, I could not speak. I came here fifth grade in Seattle.
Mhm.
It was Linwood, so it was Serene Elementary School, and but I understood everybody what they said. I only knew kind of like hi, bye, how you doing, but overall, I did not have any barriers, man, and I caught on pretty quick. I did my homework, man. I played sports. That's all I cared about, and yeah.
Mhm. So being in Seattle, so I don't know this. Hopefully, no one crucifies me, but I don't know when Starbucks was obviously founded. But if Starbucks was around when you were there,
Yeah.
you didn't feed into that cliche of being someone who would just go to
No,
Starbucks all the time, right?
no, not in those days. Now I do sometimes, but not a lot. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
back
mean,
then.
especially being Seattle. No, so it was around. Okay, Starbucks was founded in '71. I just looked up. So Starbucks was around. It was Seattle's like the birthplace of Starbucks, but
Yep,
good to know that you
yep.
didn't partake. Are you more of a Dunkin' guy than Starbucks?
Just because it's a little quicker. Starbucks been crazy with their drive-through lines.
Do you what do you think about people who don't go to Starbucks that they're like or they go occasionally and they're like it's like going here is like speaking a different language because of like the size to order things. Like I've gone there enough so I know how it works. But some people
Yeah.
just think it's like another language because they don't just do like small, medium, large.
Uh, just catch on to it, man. What else can I tell you? It's Starbucks. It's different. You gotta move along because man, I can't believe I'm starting to say this, but I'm getting old because there's like some stuff with the phones. I'm like, holy crap, I gotta ask other people for this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But with Starbucks, you're still alive. Catch on. It's tall, grande, venti. So move along. Get your
Yeah,
stuff. Let's go.
it's really not yeah, that's the other thing. It's really not like that
Yeah.
surprising to say the least. At least I don't think.
No.
And then when you're in Chicago, did you also reach out to Philip Kurashev?
I wrote him. Most of the guys I see that they check in as seen and they just do not reply back to me. So let's go. Get with the program, guys. I'm trying to reach out to you. Show me your city. No,
No, for
yeah,
sure.
it is what it is. I understand. No, it's COVID, man. I'm just joking,
Yeah.
but the guys are busy. They got their own routine, and I know it because I played it. Even though I don't look like I'm playing it. Come on, I'm almost 40. And but if they reply, they reply. Great. If they can't do
Yeah.
it, they can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So
No, I get that. Yeah, it's kind of how it goes. Do you like it better when you go to a city kind of like Boston, New York, where there is like a subway or there's a subway system where you can kind of get around it a little easier that way instead of always having to need like a Lyft or an Uber?
I do definitely like using the public transportation because living in Moscow for a while in St. Petersburg, I love getting on it and just sitting there and like getting to feel out the people, who they are, because you're saying they're rocking, they're reading their books, listening to their music, whatever, so I love that, but at the same time I love the convenience of recently just order and you're going Lyft and Uber, whatever, so
Yeah. No, for sure. I think, yeah, I just think like public transit, I just think it makes things so much easier. Like even for example, like I know I saw when you were here in Boston, you were on the T,
oh
which
yeah,
the T is obviously very old school, but I think one reason whenever I go there, I like T personally is just because how convenient it is, because I don't have
it
to
is.
find a parking spot. Even though I do have my car here, I don't have to find a parking spot. I can just hop on
Yep,
the T and pretty much go to where I want, because here at least there's a stop you can get off and you can go to Fenway Park, or there's a stop you can go to
sure.
the
Yep,
Garden if you're going to catch a Bruins game or a Celtics game. So it's just very convenient that way. And obviously
yep.
New York has such a bigger subway system, so it's even though it's gross, but like sorry New York, but like it just makes it more streamlined that way too, I think.
No, for sure. Yeah, no, you know what, I was gonna say that Boston has been. I've ridden LA, which was short, small, obviously,
Mhm.
but Boston, I was surprised me that I was able to get from the airport into the city for free, basically using the bus, and then you get into the subway, and it was nice. And I got to Harvard. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. I can imagine Matt Damon and the movie,
Yeah.
coming up the stairs where they were filming that. I was like, wow, dude. And but New York ticked me off because their subway showed me one route, and then like I got up in the morning, I almost missed my flight. I had to take a Lyft or Uber for triple the price because instead of the subway, because that whole line was closed. I was like, thanks for telling me. You know what I'm saying? I just
Mhm.
checked at 11 p.m. So yeah, you guys in New York got to be a little more consistent. So with
Yeah.
whatever notifications.
Um no, no, exactly. And I think the other thing I'll say is like when you go to LA, a place that you would want to avoid, I would say please do not go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I'm going to explain why. To anyone who hasn't anyone who hasn't been to LA, that's like, oh, Walk of
Yeah.
Fame's cool. No, it's not. And this is also from experience because with my guys trip, um, we were able. I said, hey, well, because they hadn't been there. I'm like, sure, why don't we just go there? Why not? This place sucks. Not only is it so trashy, so many like just tourist trap like gift shops and all that. The amount of crack addicts and just crazy people that inhabit that street, Hollywood Boulevard, is so absurd. And I do not want to be there. Like I got there within 5 minutes. I'm like, I want to leave. I want to get out of here. So Hollywood Boulevard, stay away, steer clear. You could
Yeah, I mean,
drive by it. If you were in a car, that's great. Drive by it, just don't get out. Don't get out. Don't, because it's just a
right.
sidewalk. It's literally just a sidewalk. Big deal. Which I don't know if you knew this, but like the actors that have the stars there, they have to pay for them. You have to
Yeah,
pay
they do.
like you have to pay for it. So like big deal. It's a sidewalk. Like it's nothing cool.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I haven't been there in a while, but that's what it is. I heard.
Yeah, and also odd that interesting you mentioned Dmitry Orlov just came over the wire. He has been suspended 2 games for
Ooh.
Dmitry Orlov has just been suspended 2 games.
Oh, really?
Breaking by the time this drops, this will be late. This will be already out, but because we're recording now, it's happening. So Dmitry Orlov suspended 2 games for when he a knee on knee hit against Nick Ehlers on Winnipeg.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Crazy.
crazy
Debo.
Dmitry Orlov. Yeah,
Gotta stop
wild.
doing that
No, for sure.
for sure.
So another question I wanted to ask was, what was your
Yeah.
first memory of meeting Igor Senior and then even Igor Junior?
So we'll go in sequence. Igor Jr. I wrote him. I was like, hey, you want to be interviewed, buddy? Like, let's do this. And he replied, I don't know if I was going into like a different basket on Instagram, whatever. But then he caught me somehow, and he got back to me. He's like, oh yeah, man, let's do this. And it was right during COVID when he had his own show going on, on
Mhm.
Instagram. And I was like, yeah, man. I prepared for that for like over 2 weeks. I was so nervous. I went for like a 2-hour walk before. I remember that for sure because I needed to exhale and like go over my questions. And but that was over Zoom, so that was really cool, man. And I really like just incredible family, incredible kid, and
Mhm.
his sister Alonka, who's helped us out as well with with our family stuff that we
Mhm.
talk to her about, because we know she's a life coach, so.
She is, yeah.
And yeah, and that was over Zoom. But our first personal meeting, it was like Igor. One time he wrote me. He was a junior. He was like, "Man, we're at a soccer league. We're playing, and this is the address. You should show up." I'm like, "Oh, I'll grab my son, Nikita, 16-year-old, 15 at that time." And we showed up and drive out to the park, and just out of the car, out of the window, I was like, "Wow, that's Igor Jr." to me, and that was pretty cool. I was nervous for sure, man. Like, and this senior, and and Igor, like Junior, like go back to Junior. Junior's been just awesome, man. It's just like a person to person. You know what I'm saying? It's to me, they are superstars. Their entire family, their dad, their family, what they've done, the mom, Yelena, and Alyonka, that she does this and that. The Diana, I've never met her because I
She's
had my
great.
ruptured
Diana's awesome.
Achilles.
Diana's awesome. She's great.
I was supposed to be at the birthday for Igor and doing what
Mhm.
you did. Thank you very much.
Of course, no.
But I ruptured my Achilles.
Yeah.
So, but I've never.
How
done
is it doing, by the
Diana,
way?
so.
I was gonna ask, how's your Achilles doing, by the way?
You know what? It's pretty good, man. Like, it's taking me a while. I'm never gonna be able to run. I tried kicking. Ran out on the same field, dude. It was like 7 a.m. I drove by it, and I filmed it, and I got it on camera. And I was like, hey, and I wanted to post on Instagram, like, hey boys, let's play some soccer. And I ran up to the ball, and you can see this like dust. You can see like at the rinks when you get this like still fog at the same field. And I kicked the ball, and I was like, dude, like my fucking ankle just twisted. I was like, I'm never fucking kidding. That's it. That was like 2 months ago, bro.
Yeah.
So, and it's been over a year and a half, and my Achilles. I'm walking. I walk a lot. I can't run. I can bike. I tried swimming in Miami, and my leg just like whatever, man. But going junior, amazing kid, man. Wish him all the luck. He knows my personal problems that I reach out to him as well, and he's always been supportive. And same with Alyonka and the senior. I remember reaching out to him, not reaching out, but I saw him the first time was at the Detroit skating arena where you guys had practice, and I got there late. It was on a Thursday, and I was like watching him through the glass, and my son was on the ice as well. And then he got off the ice far away, like half middle ice, and he waved me down. He's like, "Hey, come on!" I was like, "Holy shit, dude!" I was like, "Holy fuck!" He's waving me in to come in, dude. I was like, because I knew I had to shake his hand, so I was like, I gotta run to the bathroom, COVID cramp, wash my hands, man. Walked in the locker where you guys were at, and met with him. And I sat next to the senior that was the most. I was like, wow, man, and you just talk to me like person to person. That's and it's been awesome, man.
So I would agree. That their family, they're some of the best people I've met. They're such great people. I had Alyonka on the show pretty early on, and I didn't have a lot of experience doing this, and she was great. She challenged me in a good way, and I thought we had a genuine, honest conversation, and it was very nice. She's doing well up in the UK, so that's where she is now. But yeah, she's doing well, and they're a great family. So yeah, I have nothing but good things to say.
No, for sure, 100%.
Yeah,
just always open. Even like going back to it. I remember because Igor was a coach of the World Juniors, right? That was at Edmonton during COVID bubble.
Yep.
And like even in the bubble, I could write to him as a person. He'd reply back, awesome, just amazing family that's always out there to share, and just they're awesome. That's it. Not only for the game of hockey, but just people, man. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say because they do also. I don't know if they'll both be. I think obviously senior will be in China for the Olympics, and I think Yelena will still be in Russia. But I was gonna say they do also have a place in California too. That if they were there when you were there for your trip, obviously that would be worth it to go say hi and
Oh no, for sure. I always I'd love to stop by. Yeah, so it would be great if I could, and I'll definitely reach out to them when I come out to California. Not only to Arthur Kaliev bike, but no, that'll be
yeah, for sure. So a game I wanted to play with you is word association. So I'm gonna say a phrase or word. Just literally say the first thing that pops in your head. So first word is question.
What?
So just like some of these are like report, like have to do with like media or like reporting kind
Okay.
of for you. So
Okay, so
when you hear the word question, what's the first thing you think of?
The word question. I mean, I don't. Just,
First thing that pops in your head.
What's the question?
No, I was saying, well, when I think of when I think of
No.
question, no, that's what I'm saying. So like question. So if someone says question, I think of answer. Like it's not like just the word question in general. Like what word? What's the first word that pops in your head relating to it?
Man. Oh man, dude. Fucking seriously?
Yeah, I just push.
No, I don't know. It's like if you say the word question, like right, you're gonna say word question. I'm gonna say
What? Yeah. No, that's a fair. No, I think what?
Yeah.
No, what's the perfect answer? Because you're gonna ask. You want to know. Yeah. What is that
What
question?
are you talking about? Like, what are you? It could be like, what are you talking about?
Exact. No, exactly. What? That's a good one. Next one is media.
Media, bro. Like
Post. I'd say post game. Like obviously, like you talk to the media after a game
Okay.
as an athlete. Post game media.
Media room.
Media room. Yep. That's a good
Yeah.
one. This next one is interesting, relating kind of to the last one. John Tortorella.
Awesome.
I would say Torts, angry, especially with the media. Certain media members he just had it out for them. Like Brooksy in New York, personal enemy of Tortorella.
Oh, dude, I love him, man. I talk to him. He always looks up to the screen because he's looking at Zoom like this, like right during this last season, and he's like, they got a TV right here that says like whose names they're talking to. He'd look up like this, and you can see read his mouth, be like, "Who the fuck?" You know, it's been like 4 times, bro. So and he will reply back to me because I asked him normal question. I'm not a prick that way. So
yeah.
But he's awesome. I love him. You know why? Because there's no BS, man. It's get to the deal, and that's it. Don't mess with me. You know what I'm saying? That's the way he functions. Easy.
No, of course. Next we're gonna go. This is relating to like teams within the NHL, but big market. So an example would be like not really. These aren't words I would say first, but like, example would be like Toronto is a big market for media. So like, what would you say for big market?
Big market would be New York Rangers.
Yep.
You know?
I'd probably say like New York, LA, like just big media markets that have a lot of media coverage.
For sure. Yeah, they know what they're doing. They got good DJs. They know how to get the atmosphere going and the fans, you know, so the whole social media as well. So yeah.
Absolutely. And then the last word is personal for you. Russian.
Bastard. Russian bastard, bro.
I would say Russian.
I don't know, dude. Like,
Russian there's a lot of ones. I guess Russian, just in a comedic way, Russian gas, because that's become that story's taken on such a life of its own in the KHL, and I don't know anything about it, so I won't comment on it. But I mean, just Russian gas has taken a life of its own. But no, it's not a bad word either. So I wanted to ask, who would you like to see me interview on the show next, or at some point?
Shit, man. Senior, bro. Let's go for the senior.
Awesome. Yeah, that would
pass it on to him. Igor Larionov, Igor Nikolaevich Larionov, давайте. Let's go. For you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, for sure. So where can people find you on social media, especially to keep track of your arena travels that have already happened and the ones like that are coming up, like you said, the Long Island and New Jersey trip?
Sure. No, I'm on Instagram. My first name, last name, Artem Soloviev, or my it's Nick on the Instagram. It's TEMA, which is short for Artem _ pro PRO, which is in Russian like pro hockey or about _hockey. So you can find me there. So or just my first name, last name, and you'll see it red. Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Awesome. For sure.
I don't do much.
No, No, that's good. I think it's cool what you've been doing with this arena tour. I think you should keep, continue. And obviously once you get to, I think it'll be a relief once you get to the end of it. Even though it'll be bittersweet, it'll be kind of rewarding once you've seen all of them.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster up and down with family challenges and loss of
Yeah.
people and all sorts of things. And just so yeah, for sure, it'll be great to do the 32nd, and it'll be. I got a ways to go. So coming
You
out,
sure
watch
do.
it. Coming out to watch PK. PK's doing this. He's getting himself going. Hey, I got a favor for you to ask.
What's up?
Ask you. Okay, Mike Breen, let's do it. Show me your Mike Breen, baby.
Oh, my Mike Ball. Oh boy. Oh, normally normally people like there's a lot of like not that I love all my listeners out there, but my Mike Breen impersonation. Oh my goodness.
Let's do it.
Okay, you know what? For you, I will do it. Okay, I gotta psych myself out here. So and mind you, sorry if anyone's listening to this right now and their volume's a little high, I would crank it down a little bit. I'd crank it down a little bit. So all right, here it goes. Bang, it's good.
Awesome.
Igor,
Bang, fun too.
Igor's gonna get such a kick out of this. Once this comes out, I'm going to tell him, hey, fast forward to this mark right here. I'm gonna timestamp it and tell him,
Yeah.
listen to this, and he's gonna laugh so much. But yeah, Artem, yeah, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Let's chat when let's bring you back on when you're done with the tour to see what you thought of the other cities.
For sure. Hey, I appreciate you inviting me, man, and thank you so much. Wish you the best. Everybody stay healthy, and we'll see you again, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, Artem.
Okay, big thanks to Artem for hopping on the show. It was a fun time talking to him. I haven't seen him in a while, and especially like I said, the last time I saw him was at Igor's party, and or not even at his party. It was at the soccer when he tore his Achilles. That was like I talked about with Igor. That was brutal. He was in so much pain. I legit cannot believe that was the case. That was wild. And then also in other news that's funny. I don't know many people that follow Sean Avery on Instagram. I think if you don't, I think you should. He's a really good follow. Very funny. Also, obviously, his podcast No Gruffs Given. But there was a video that came out. I think it was posted on Chicklets. It was so he has not played hockey for 10 years because he's 2012 obviously retired after playing for the Rangers, and he's finally suited up again for the first time. And I'm watching this video, and I see that it's at Toyota Sports Center in LA, King's practice facility. And I give my dad a call. I'm like, Dad, did you skate with Sean Avery? And he's like, yeah, I skated with Sean Avery. Like, I was just like, wow, like that would have been nice to know. Like, I think Sean Avery's hilarious. Not only his stuff with the bike lane and all that. He's just so funny. He also does a good job of breaking down the game, in my opinion. I think he does a brilliant job. So yeah, I think that was pretty cool that my dad was actually able to. I think that he was actually able to skate with him and talk with him. He was a good guy, so that'd be cool. Maybe hopefully I can skate with him when I'm back out there. That would be a blast for sure. But yeah, as always, my podcast Instagram is PK's Place Podcast. Make sure to check it out, follow, stay up to date. It'll keep you up to date with all things going on with the podcast. My personal Instagram is p.hughes15. I post good content there. Remember to go on iTunes, go on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, whichever one you use. Leave a 5-star review. That's greatly appreciated. Follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel. For the YouTube channel, what I've been doing is so these come out on Thursdays as of now. Sometimes depending on the week, I'll shift them to a Monday. But normally it's Monday or Thursday, depending on the week. So If it's Monday, Tuesdays when it's up on YouTube. If it's Thursday, like it'll be this week. Friday is when it'll be up on YouTube. So it's up on YouTube the next day. So be sure if you wanna see me, hi, I'm waving to all the people on YouTube. Anyone in the car or anyone that's on Spotify or any other podcast can't hear that. So yeah, I appreciate everyone for listening. Hope everyone has a great week and remember to stay safe out there.
Deebo